Okay, so the media literally just went like crazy on Trump's latest review. Headlines everywhere are saying Trump defiles the Supreme Court. As usual, when you actually go and watch the interview, it's a bit more legally gray and a lot less about death and democracy. This all starts with the dude, Kilmera Abrigo Garcia. He was an MS-13 gang member, served time in the US, and got deported back to El Salvador. And the Supreme Court said, maybe not legal. Why? Well, because they claim the deportation was rushed and violated procedure.
So let's talk about this because obviously you've had a back and forth with the Supreme Court. In a 9-0 decision, the Supreme Court directed your administration to facilitate the return. You've talked about this in the past of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from a prison in El Salvador whose deportation your administration called an administrative error. You said in a recent interview you could bring him back, but you won't. Are you defying the Supreme Court, sir?
No, I'm relying on the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, who's very capable, doing a great job, because I'm not involved in the legality or the illegality. I have lawyers to do that, and that's why I have a great DOJ. We have a great one. We had a very corrupt one before. Now we have a great one. And they're not viewing the decision the way you said it. They don't view it that way at all. They think it's a totally different decision.
So Trump said, we're not bringing him back. I don't know anything about that. I'm letting Paul Bundy handle it. So let's pause. That's not Trump saying, I spit in the face of the Supreme Court. That's what everyone's thinking he's saying, but that's not the point he's trying to get across. That's Trump saying, yeah, I hired a lawyer, go yell at her. Honestly, if you ever try to read a legal document longer than 3 pages, you probably understand what he's saying. So here's what's actually at play. The ruling was 9-0. Not a partisan ruling at all. Not even close. But the language was vague. The question is, does the U.S. have to facilitate his return? That could mean book him a flight or could mean just not let him back if he tries. So Trump's DOJ is basically saying, hey, we read the rules and we're not violating them. We're just not helping him pack his bags.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. Some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
So technically, yes. Everyone on U.S. soil, even undocumented immigrants, have some due process rights under the Fifth Amendment. But in practice, the system is completely overwhelmed. Millions of cases backlogged for years. Trump's making the argument that you can't realistically give a courtroom experience to every single illegal immigrant. We have millions of people coming into our country. We can't give them all lawyers. Right, so this is the part where the left hears Hitler. And the right hears, finally, someone said it. Real talk, he's voicing a concern a lot of Americans have. The border is a mess and the system is not built for this volume. Now here's where it gets twisted. Is Trump defying the court, or is it just a legal interpretation dispute? It's the second one. He's not saying we ignore the Supreme Court. He's saying we don't think that's what they meant. So we're not moving until they clarify. That's not a dictatorship. That's a legal gray area. And honestly, Washington lives in a legal gray area. It's like it's a timeshare. So then Trump goes and kind of doubles down on, I wouldn't bring him back. Why would I bring a killer back to the country? Completely understandable. This isn't about paperwork. This isn't about paperwork anymore. So what Trump's saying is, I'm not going to put American citizens in danger just to check a bureaucratic box. So look, you don't have to love Trump to understand what happened here. What is unconstitutional doesn't seem like it to me. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court can clarify, the DOJ can fight it out. We just want the truth without a Twitter brain rot. So is this the end of a democracy or just another Sunday in Trump's world? You tell me. Drop a comment, hit the like, and sub. If you're tired of screaming headlines and just want facts with a little bit of side thinking,